What is going on, guys? We are back here for another video today, episode number 12 of this Face of the Franchise series as my running back. In today's episode, we are going to be starting season number 4 of our career as we take on the Cardinals at the beginning. And thank goodness it's not the Packers. But if you guys are enjoying this series, make sure to like so I know to bring more content, and subscribe if you want future content of this or even other content. Let's get right into this video. So real quick, I just want to actually go over the stats that I have over my first 3 seasons as a player in this NFL. So in my first season, I got 1,091 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns, including an additional 344 touchdowns with 3 touchdowns. So in our first season of rookie year, we had 1,450 scrimmage yards and 13 touchdowns, which is insane. Now, in season 2, it actually kind of dropped off. We only had 910 yards rushing, our lowest amount of rushing yards in a season yet, and only 4 rushing touchdowns, which is not good at all compared to the other years. But on the receiving end, it was actually our best so far with 531 and 5 touchdowns. So in that first season, we had about 1,450 yards and 13 touchdowns. Season 2 had dropped off. We had about 1,425 yards and only 9 touchdowns. But our best season so far has been our last season, our third one. We had 1,230 rushing yards, the most we've had, and 16 rushing touchdowns. And to add to that, 507 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. So we had 1,700, just 1,730 yards around there, and 21 touchdowns. Now that is insane. One thing I do want to show you is awards. We were drafted first round in 2020, and Pro Bowl appearances we have 2. And for some reason this should really be 2019. But in our first season, we got Offensive Rookie of the Year, and we made the Pro Bowl. Our second season, which was like our drop-off season, despite still having 1,400 scrimmage yards, only 9 touchdowns, we did not make the Pro Bowl. And then the last season, which we played, we made the Pro Bowl for our second time with that 1,700 yards, and we were named the best running back in the whole entire league. But unfortunately, if you guys do remember, the comeback, returning from a serious injury is too much. We were injured after our first playoff game, so we could not play for the rest of the playoffs. Bears could not win the Divisional without us, and now we have to return to our form and establish ourselves as one of the NFL's best. Now this is what's important. We only have 1 year left. This is our last year under contract with the Bears. Does this mean it's our last year with the Bears? Does this mean we could even be traded? Because when you have only 1 year left on your contract, you generally have 3 options in the league. 1, to retire, but we're too young for that. We're only 24 and we've only played 3 years in the NFL. Number 2, we end up just playing this last year out, and in the middle of this year, when we have about half a year left, we sign another big deal with our team to stay with the Bears. Or number 3, at the end of the contract, so in the off season after the season, or during the season, we can get traded or moved to another team, which is interesting. And looking real quick right here, we are earning about $7.4 million a year, which is pretty nice. Nothing like Patrick Mahomes, but that's still nice. Millions of dollars is amazing. And then looking at our skills, we are a 96 overall entering this year. 96 overall, that's insane. Intangibles 96, and our size and durability is 99. So when it comes to the height and weight, in the off season, we've been putting some more muscle on, we've been working out, and because of that, we've actually gained just 4 pounds, so we are going to stay that 6-foot build, we're never growing again, and I'm just changing the weight up to keep it fresh. But on the other hand, you guys know I changed the shoes after our first 2 seasons, and then we have these new shoes that I changed from our old shoes in the 3rd season. And yes, I could change it to another type of shoe, but I'm going to keep it this way. If you guys do have a suggestion, then drop it in the comments below. Either way, let's get into the actual season. That's an overview of how we are after 3 amazing seasons.
As players get into the later stages of their career, oftentimes it's an injury that leads to retirement.
So they're asking us, what was the most difficult about coming back? Because they do say injury does lead to retirement. And yes, it doesn't happen but a lot of backup running backs that you guys don't see that actually play in the NFL, an average span for a running back's like 4 years. And a lot of it can be because they just don't get playing time, or they just get injured, and it actually can lead to early retirement. But I think what we need to regain is our agility is big, but we need to just regain our poise, and that's the difficult part.
after an injury like that, it takes some time to find those holes your offensive line creates for you.
So because of that, we have a temporary boost of -15 acceleration. That is so against us. That's going to really change up the game. And we have a -30 catch in traffic. Oh my, and a -30 break tackle. And -30 agility. And we, oh wow. Wow. We have to regain this, guys. We are down to a 79 overall again. We are legit down to an 80 overall now. We have lost 16-17 overall. Our injury was huge. And you're not going to believe how bad our injury was. We didn't just lose like that much overall. We didn't just like lose 17 overall. They just simulated the whole entire season because apparently our injury was re-aggravated or re-agitated in the first few weeks, and we've been now kicked out of the whole season. So we were knocked out of the playoffs because of my injury, and for the whole entire next season, we did not play any single regular season games in our 4th season, and we are down to an 80 overall, and we are in the playoffs here. This is insane. Our injury has kept us out for over a year. And now, Tommy Matthews says, "Hey man, I heard the training staff cleared you to return to action. Glad to hear you've worked your way back. How are you feeling?" I mean, I'm feeling anxious. I'm rusty, I'm feeling anxious. I'm just basically saying that. And Tommy Matthews says, "You better think long and hard about your decision. It could end up shaping the rest of your career." So while I'm doing this practice, I am going to explain to you all of what really happened. So basically what happened was we had an injury that took us out of the playoffs in Season 3. And unfortunately, our team ended up losing in that divisional round, right? And then, this 4th season, our injury was re-aggravated. It came back after, like, the first week. And because of that, we were taken out for the whole entire 4th season. So we have missed not just a whole regular season, but a whole regular season and the playoffs before. So we've basically missed a whole year. And we have not played a snap in any, like, sort of practice or anything. These are our first snaps right now in practice for a whole year. Like a whole entire year. And we went from a 96 overall being named the best running back to then get injured and now down to an 80 overall again. We basically went from where we started at the beginning of our career. That's how bad our injury was. It kept us out. It's as bad as a torn ACL. It might even be a torn ACL. Over a year we're out for. And because of that, wow, I just can't believe it. We couldn't play a single game in the playoffs, or I mean the regular season. But we still do look fast here. But what that means is the Bears were able to get to the playoffs and get into the wild card round without me in their lineup, because they probably adjusted to it being out there for a whole season. But now I've been cleared after a whole year. The last time I played was the playoff wild card 1 year ago, and we're now here 1 year later in the 2023 season wild card. And the question is, can I play after a whole year, or will I be too rusty and have to keep on waiting?
For the playoff game in just a few days, everyone was waiting to find out if I'd be returning this week, or if I'd hold off and hope for a win so I could possibly return in the later round. It was, without a doubt, one of the toughest decisions in my career.
So the trainers cleared you, but you have to be rusty. That could hurt the team. Could you re-injure yourself as well? I can choose to trust my teammates or trust myself. And you know what? I've been out for a year. Imagine being the best running back in the league and being out for a year due to injury. Will you really... And it's a playoff game, mind you. Will someone really say, sit out, if you're cleared by the doctors? No, we were cleared. They said we could play. So we are trusting ourselves and playing this game. I can't think about future playoff rounds or next season when I know I could be playing this week. I trust in my abilities, the training staff, and in my rehab.
For the playoff game in just a few days, everyone was waiting to find out if I'd be returning this week, or if I'd hold off and hope for a win so I could possibly return in the later round. It was, without a doubt, one of the toughest decisions of my career.
Look at this. I guess the Bears got a top 2 seed, 1 or 2 seed, in that wild card, or in the regular season. And so because of that, we did not play the wild card. And here we are in the divisional round, playing at the Cardinals. Or I think it might be them against us. And look at the top right. 78 overall. What? Well, let's just see what happens. Here we go. You are courageous, bro. We're glad to have you back out there with us for the Super Bowl run. Look at Bobby Massey supporting us. I'm just gonna say, stick with the game plan. I don't want to take over. I'm not gonna be the best running back like I was a year ago. So we're just gonna stick with the game plan and go with it. No reason to second guess the game plan the coach has put in place. We are in good hands.
Returning from an injury like this wasn't going to be easy. And in this situation, we needed to make the smartest possible decision so I could be effective all game long.
Well, from our last game being the wild card in 2022, to then getting injured and sitting out the divisional round last year, to over 1 year later after our injury, we are here in the divisional round. From a 96 overall to a 78 overall, to the world's best running back, to just someone who is doubted by everybody now. A huge game in the divisional round. It's not a regular season game or preseason. We're playing in the divisional round. Imagine the scenes of that for a best running back with this type of story. It's gonna be insane. So we're gonna have to go out there and give it our all. And guess what? I think Nick Foles, guys, has retired during this 1 year that we were injured, and Gardner Minshew is our quarterback, because we know Trubisky left us early, and then Nick Foles retired, and Gardner Minshew the second is our quarterback. So it's going to be a big one. As you can see, Green Bay and New York also squaring it off, but we have to ignore that. It's a big game for us. Over a year out by injury. Let's take over, let's show who we are, and let's get back to being the world's best running back. Believe it or not, this is the furthest game in the playoffs I've ever played, because I've played one wild card which I lost in, and then I've played another wild card which I won, but I never was able to play the divisional because I got hurt. So this is like the biggest playoff game I've ever played. This is the biggest game in my career that I've ever played, believe it or not. I've never played in a divisional because I was hurt. But either way, this is our chance to show who we are. We don't have an X-Factor ability. We literally lost everything that made us one of the best running backs. We are just an average running back right now. But 1st and 10, our first snap in over a year, will go for only 3 yards. 2nd and 7 here. Come on, let's see what we can do. Gardner Minshew's going to throw it across the middle, finding Miller, and that's good. I mean, we still got Stephon Diggs, Robinson, and Miller, so the same receivers, and we still got Met at that tight end. But either way, 1st and 10, they're going to hand it off to me again, and I'm just saying, I don't not feel as fast as I used to be. I've lost a lot of speed, which is what my identity was, but we're going to have to deal with it here on 2nd and 9. Let's see what Gardner Minshew decides to do here. I'm actually running across. He's going to throw it to Diggs, who only gets 2 yards. 3rd and 8 here. Let's not stall out. I'm not going to be key in this play. I'm just going to be running like a small curl route here, so I'm not doing anything much. And Gardner Minshew's going to throw it deep. He's looking deep and open. Oh, could not connect for the touchdown. Not a good first drive. Well, Cardinals didn't score, which is good, because the Cardinals, man, they have a good offense. You have to remember, they have DeAndre Hopkins, who I think is close to a 99 overall. They showed, like, the stats of the best players before the game, and Kyler Murray's also, like, in those 90s, so they have a very good offense. But either way, 1st and 10 here, come on, running 4 verticals. I'm actually going to be catching my first pass since getting injured, and oh my gosh, I actually feel so much slower. I mean, it's not like I'm overwhelmingly slow. It's just compared to what I used to be, I could have gotten that first down in like less than a second less. But either way, 1st and 10, probably the last play of the first quarter, and I'm running into people, but I'm going. I still have my speed. It's not as fast as it used to be, but I am still fast because I was born that way, and we are slowly finding our identity with a nice carry for about 20. So beginning of the second quarter here, and it looks like we're getting a toss here to start it off onto the right-hand side. I'm looking for blocking, I'm looking for holes. I find people, and look at this! I'm still fast. I might not be 99 acceleration, but I'm fast enough to evade through people, swarm through people, get away from people, and I have scored my first touchdown in over a year, and we've taken the lead in the playoff divisional round. So Cardinals did get 3 points. We're still up 7-3. It is a pretty low scoring game, you could say, but if we can get something like a touchdown here, that would be insane, because that'd give us a 2-possession lead. But at this point, let's just try to get a touchdown. If we can't, let's try to get a field goal. Let's get some points. 1st and 10 here. Come on, let's start this drive off strong here. Gonna hand it off to me. I have a hole, and my speed is slowly getting faster. Maybe I shouldn't have juked there, but I still get 13 yards. You gotta say, I'm having a pretty good game for being out for over a year. We are gonna be passing here, so I won't be getting a handoff. I am running a fly route, but I don't think it's gonna really do much. Looks like they do a quick throw. I don't know where it went, but I just know that we got like 10 yards. I think Met got it. So 1st and 10 here, 47 yards. We got 2 minutes left. We can definitely manage this drive properly, but see if we do. And I didn't really have much where to go, but I still get 3 yards, so not terrible. Okay, so 2nd and 7 here. It's gonna be a double cross. I'm just running like just ahead of those offensive linemen and things, but we'll see what happens here on 2nd and 7. I am gonna run across the middle. He's gonna throw it to me, and there is another first down for myself and our team. We move in the chains. Let's see what Minshew does. He's gonna throw it across the middle. He finds Miller, and here goes Miller inside the red zone. Let's go. So it's now 1st and 10 here, under a minute to go, but we aren't that far away from the end zone. Hopefully we can finish this drive off strongly. He's gonna find me on the outside, and it looks like I do get the first down. I might have stepped out of bounds to save the clock. I didn't actually mean to step out of bounds, because there's no reason to save the clock here, I think, but it's what it is. Either way, 1st and goal. He is going to hand it off to me on a draw, high pass. I'm going to look, and I only get about 3 yards. So we are letting the clock go down a bit, because, I mean, yeah, we don't want to give the Cardinals any time based on what happens here, but it is going to be 2nd and goal. They are going to hand it off to me on the left, as the Cardinals have a lot of people on the right. Can I get to the outside fast enough? Yes, I can. Faster than the linebacker with that X-Factor ability, and it is my 2nd touchdown of the game. You gotta say, I don't seem that rusty after a whole year. Well, let's go. 14-3. Like I said, we're now up 2 possessions, and we get the ball at the beginning of that first half. So this is a chance to extend this lead to a just insane lead and take over this game and ice it. If we can get a long drive here that takes a lot of clock, lots of running, lots of short passes, and to get a touchdown, I think we've iced the game. But either way, 1st and 10 here. We got to get something. I'm kind of running around people, and oh my gosh, that was a big hit on me. I got to be careful whoever number 32 is, because that guy is strong and it can hit hard. So 2nd and inches, we didn't quite get that first down on that last play, but it's 2nd and inches, so why not take a shot deep here? So that's why I'm not going to be really doing much on this play. But he did said Minshew finds Met across the middle for the first down. It is going to be 1st and 10 here. I am going to be running it. It says a red zone, but I don't always agree with that. Either way, I get a good amount of about 8. So there was a false start, believe it or not, on our tight end Met. And so it is going to be 2nd and 7 here. Let's see what happens here. I'm just going to be running like a curl route to the side. And across the middle, Minshew. That was excellent defense by the Cardinals. Almost a pick. Okay, 3rd and 7. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We do not want to stall out here. Come on, come on. I'll keep saying come on, because I do not want to stall out here. This would be terrible. And I get tripped up. But either way, Minshew's thrown deep. Wide open. It is a touchdown for the Bears. Stephon Diggs, one of our stars when coming from the Buffalo Bills. And just like that, we have taken over this game. Okay, come on. 21-3 in our home stadium. I think we're one of the top 2 seeds because we didn't play the wild card game. And so because we got a bye. But come on, this is our chance. We can really put the drive away here, or the game away, I should say, to make this 28-3 maybe. Just so you know, at the bottom of your screen, the Packers completely annihilated the Giants 45-13. So if we hold on here, we'll be playing the Packers in the NFC Championship, a rematch from when the Packers played the Bears in the NFC Championship when the Packers won the Super Bowl back in the 2010-11 season, which was an amazing season. But either way, you know, it's I'm a Packers fan. But either way, let's not focus on that. We got to focus on this game. Put it away. 1st and 10 here. Mets going in motion. Their safety's dropping back, which was a bad idea because I'm actually running here. I'm going to get a decent amount of about 8. And I'm over 100 yards rushing now. So it is going to be 2nd and 3 here. Just another run for myself. Matt will go in motion to the left-hand side. Another handoff for myself. And I get a first down riding that defensive tackle. So 1st and 10 here. Once again, trying to get to the outside on this play, and very good defense by the Cardinals that time as I get stuffed for nothing. So it is going to be 2nd and 10 here. Probably the last play of this 3rd quarter as we are just melting the clock away. It is going to be another run play for myself. I'm looking to get something here. It's a first down. What else could you ask for? It's going to be 1st and 10 here, beginning of that 4th quarter. We are going to start with slants here on a pass play. Giving myself a break. I'm just kind of blocking here, but I don't have to do much as across the middle, Anthony Miller, first down in the red zone. So it is going to be 1st and 10 here, hoping to finish this drive off with a touchdown slowly but surely here. Another handoff to myself, a nice block by number 76, and I'll get about 7 yards for myself. Can't ask for much more. So it is going to be 2nd and 3 here at the Cardinals 11-yard line, hoping to get this first down. I can't really find a hole, and because of that, I only get 1 yard. 3rd down here, hoping to keep the drive alive. We could even score a touchdown here and ice the game, even though it's already probably ice. But it's going to be 3rd and 1, throwing across the side, and I'm pretty sure it was incomplete. Oh my gosh, the coach is suggesting to go for it. I never would have thought in a million years that Mr. Nagy here, Coach Nagy, would want to go for it, but either way he does. So on 4th and 1, a chance to keep this drive alive. On 4th down, I get tripped up, but I'm still going up inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Let's go. So there's going to be 1st and goal here. We're actually doing a pitch to the right, hoping to use my speed, and oh my gosh, come on 38, you gotta block a bit better than that. I just lost like 7 yards. So it is going to be 2nd and goal here, 2 minutes to play. We're actually going to be doing a passing play here. I'm actually going to audible to a run or pass because I do see a hole in the defense, which I completely exploit. What an audible by myself, and it's another touchdown, my 3rd rushing touchdown in my game back, and we have iced this one against the Cardinals as we lead 27-3, about to be 28-3. Minshew's happy, I'm happy, and all the Bears fans and players and staff and coaching staff or whatever are all happy. So the game will come to an end. We destroy the Cardinals, I'd say 28-10. Their touchdown was in garbage time. We take down Kyler Murray, Hopkins, and the Arizona Cardinals as the Chicago Bears, myself, back in over a year of missed time. What a game by myself, what a game by the team, and we're through to the NFC Conference Championship.
After the game, I was even more sore than I expected I would be. Suppose that should have been a sign that the news I'd be getting from Coach wasn't great.
So we talked with the doc this morning, and the results weren't encouraging. We are gonna be shutting you down for the year? I'm so sorry, kid. I come back after a whole year of missed football. I get 3 touchdowns, 100, I think 90 yards of scrimmage total. I forgot to show you the stats, unfortunately. And now they're like, oh, we're gonna bench you for the conference championship against your bitter rivals, the Green Bay Packers. What? Are you kidding? And so now they're asking what's our plan for the offseason. We're taking it easy, but what is this coach, man? Play me. How are we getting re-injured? Did we get re-injured in that game or something like that? Like, what is going on? Are you kidding?
News was devastating. I mean, especially since I had already worked so hard to come back from this injury once, but because I had come back once, I knew that with a cautious approach, I could come back again.
Of course, without my veteran presence, our team was knocked out of the playoffs. What do you expect? What do you expect? I guess we're up to an 80 overall, 82 with the morale boost. Okay, and I just got the trophy earned of Hall of Very Good. Okay, well, I'm done with this coach right now.
I don't think I've ever been as nervous for the regular season as I was when I returned from injury. I felt like a rookie again. Only this time around, I had even more to prove.
Wasn't sure if you'd be back, but we're all excited that you are. I gotta admit, though, I'm curious about something. What are you looking to prove? Prove that I can lead this team and not bench me in the conference championship and lose, coach. Everyone assumed I was finished after getting injured. That only made me want to prove that I can still lead this team.
The thought of never stepping on an NFL field again was all the motivation I needed, not only to get back, but to be an even better leader than I had ever been.
So this is what it looks like happened. We were knocked out of the playoffs because they benched me, and that was supposed to be my last season, but they re-signed me for one more year to see if I can prove myself like I was able to a few years ago. If I can prove myself as the best running back after my injury, which has basically now kept me out for over a year and more because I re-injured it. So I've been out for about, you could say, 15 months because of this injury. That's over a year and 3 months. And they re-signed us to a 1-year deal, and we're down to an 83 overall from 96. But in the next episode, we'll be starting off, Season 5, playing the Lions. This could be our last year with the Bears. This could be the year we prove ourselves with the Bears and show that that injury is to the side. And maybe we get a deep playoff run and possibly win the Super Bowl. Or this could be the season where we do not prove ourselves, the Bears don't want to re-sign us, and we go to a new team. Or we just leave the Bears because we don't want to be here and this coach doesn't know what he's doing. But that is going to be it for episode number 12. I hope you guys do enjoy this. The storyline is actually pretty interesting. As much as you don't allowed to play much games, I do like the injury storyline, but man, 15-month injury, what could have the injury been? Like a torn ACL, torn Achilles, or what? But either way, that is going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you like the content, like the video if you like it, because that is what it's for. And I'll see you guys on that next video, hoping to bounce back. Bye-bye.